A day after the self-rule referendum in parts of eastern Ukraine, some anti-Kiev leaders are already asking to become part of Russia. Organizers say 89% of the votes cast in Donetsk and 96% of those in Luhansk were for independence. Leaders of both regions are now expressing a desire to join the Russian Federation. Meanwhile, Ukraine's interim government and Western countries are rejecting the results of the referendum and remain committed to pushing ahead with Ukraine's planned presidential election just 2 weeks away. CCTV's Roza Kazan has more from Donetsk.
At last, the announcement of what may have been the agenda from the beginning. The leadership of the self-proclaimed Donetsk People's Republic declaring the DPR a sovereign state and asking to join Russia.
Based
on the expression of the will of the people of the Donetsk People's Republic, and in order to restore historical justice, we ask the Russian Federation to consider the question of the Donetsk People's Republic becoming a part of the Russian Federation.
The request to join its eastern neighbor came just 2 hours after the DPR election officials announced the final results of the Sunday vote. By their count, just under 75% of the region's population came out to vote, and nearly 90% said yes to the region's self-rule. They brushed aside questions about the poll's legitimacy, even though the swift request to join Russia suggests they wanted more than independence all along.
There was such an avalanche of voters, some even had to wait until 2 a.m. They could hardly vote in just one place. How can we talk about multiple voting? It's obvious that one person could only vote once.
In Luhansk, referendum officials said around 96% of people who cast ballots voted for autonomy. They said this was the expression of the will of the people, who oppose what they consider an illegal government in Kiev.
The people of Luhansk have said a firm yes to the independence of Luhansk People's Republic. The people of Luhansk are tired of the degrading treatment and threats from the self-proclaimed Kiev government.
Voting to join Russia was not on the ballots, but many Donetsk residents embraced the idea wholeheartedly anyway.
I
am only for it. I think it's right because, in my view, Ukraine has already died.
We are one people. We are Russian, one culture, one mentality. We have to live together, and if Russia, God willing, agrees to take us under its wing, we will live very contently and happily.
Others here expressed concern and unease.
It's unclear. Nobody knows what will happen, what we voted for and why. There are a lot of questions and few answers.
The leadership of the self-proclaimed Donetsk People's Republic say they hope Russia will support their appeal. They also say they're forming their own armed forces as Kiev continues its so-called anti-terrorist operations here in eastern Ukraine. Roza Kazan, CCTV, Donetsk.